It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the New York Giants and the Cleveland Browns. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to downtown Cleveland and the newly named Huntington Bank Field, the home of the Browns. With Greg Olson, Mike Tirico up here in the booth. So glad that you are along with us. Greg got a couple offenses here that love to take their shots down the field, so the defenses really have their task right in front of them if they want to win this game.
Yeah, no question. I think as many of the matchups that we've dove into this entire week, it really comes down to which defense puts a lid on the opposing passing game and prevents as many big plays as possible. We see it week in and week out. The correlation between generating big plays, especially through the air, directly leads to the ability to score points. So make teams go the long way. You know, the defensive old saying is, make them snap it again.
The veteran kicker, Graham Gano, puts it on the tee. And off we go from Cleveland. Here comes Ford on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback first-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
In my opinion, Mike, if they expect to leave here today with a win, they're going to have to be aggressive early and often. They might not connect on all of them, but pushing the ball downfield could open up a lot of opportunities for you to take advantage as this game unfolds.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Watson going to throw right away. He runs with it.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. A throw caught by Judy on the outside.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
They'll try and run for the first down. It's 4.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll run once more with 4. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now it's Watson. That's complete. It's Cedric Tillman. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Backs to the open man. It's Tillman. 10 yards, the gain on the pitch and catch. It's a Browns first down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
On 1st and 10, here's Watson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
Now the Georgia Bulldog. Here's Nick Chubb. And he's going to be taken down, but not until he reaches the 20-yard line. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. Once again, it's Chubb. Trying to shove his way forward, but brought down after a gain of a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He's got his man, the tight end, David Njoku. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. On the handoff, Ford. And the Browns are going to have 1st and goal coming up. They're able to convert on 3rd and 2. So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. Here's Chubb. And this one blown up. Good surge will drop him. A loss on the play, back to the 9-yard line.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Off the bootleg, here's Watson. Now he'll... And he's in! Deshaun Watson. Touchdown, Cleveland. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Browns will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Now return coming from the 7. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. So as they look at the injured player, will take a timeout. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now Locke. Now a screen set up for Tracy. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
I like the call. Using the screen as a drive starter to pick up a chunk play and get this offense into some rhythm. It's clear this offensive play caller anticipated the rush of the defense, and he was able to use it against them.
Locke to throw on 1st down. Open man is Robinson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. They go play action. It's Locke. He gets that complete downfield to Slayton. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not. And when he throws it, catch it.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. This one is caught by Robinson. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
Locke to throw on 1st and 10. This is caught at the 2. To the goal line and in. Malik Neighbors. Touchdown, Giants.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Now it's Graham Gano for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Giants come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Here comes Ford on the return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Browns offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson. He finds Judy on that one. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Watson now on first down. This throw left is complete with Judy. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
To throw on second down is Watson. He keeps it himself. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Watson to throw. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. Into the end zone. Deshaun Watson. Touchdown, Browns. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. And that is now a pair of rushing touchdowns. The quarterback giving it to them, Greg, with his legs in this one.
And we're starting to see, Mike, why this week this coaching staff told us they're encouraging this guy to do this more often. His ability to be a passer but also a rusher is an element to this offense that is hard for defenses to account for.
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Browns will move out to a 14-7 lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Giants offense going to take over just before the half. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Block out of the shotgun. That's caught left side by Bellinger. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Second and 7. From the gun, it's Locke. He's got his man, that's Slayton. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Here's third down and a few inches. To throw is Locke. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that third down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
So on fourth down, out is Jamie Gillen to punt for the Giants. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. First and 10. They do try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll get about 5. So we hit halftime here in Cleveland, and the Browns are in front as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports halftime report. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, it is Tyrone Tracy. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Giants offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Look wide, get this one complete. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
That is caught. It's Robinson. They'll come up on a second down and 8. Off the play fake. It's Locke. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Here's Locke. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. So it's going to bring up fourth down.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on third down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
Watson going to give it to Chubb. And a good run there. Finds the lane, gets forward. Got 8 yards and sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 2.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him.
This one caught by Akins. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
Now, first down throw for Watson. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They give it, and it's 4. And he's going to be brought down here on what will turn out to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. They'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the 4th quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Watson. He'll get that into the hands of Nick Chubb. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Here's a handoff to Chubb. First down and more for Chubb. And they finally get him down, but not before he brings it to the 4-yard line.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
They'll run here. It's fourth. And he'll plunge forward to the 2, setting up second and goal. From a little closer, here's second and goal. Throwing is Watson. He's got another one. Deshaun Watson. Touchdown, Cleveland. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. His kick is good. And the Browns will take a 21-7 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This one taken at the 7. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Giants offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. In motion, it's Robinson. On 1st down is Locke. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll drop to throw. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
From the gun on 3rd down is Locke. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but...
And he's going to go down. The pressure, once again, too much. And that should wrap this one up.
All right, Mike, so in this situation, a defensive coordinator has 2 options. You can sit back and play the pass, or you can be aggressive and go after the quarterback. In this case, they chose the latter, and that's why they were able to force the turnover on downs.
The home team's offense headed back to take over once more. They start with the lead and the football, and they do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff to Ford. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Here's a handoff to Chubb, heading left. And he's going to be taken down. Now a timeout. Giants, that is their second. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Here's a run. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. The Giants going to call their third and final timeout, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. One more time, it's Chubb. That one only good for a gain of 1 to the 2 to set up 3rd and goal.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
This is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Tracy now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready to take over possession of the football. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Here's Locke to throw. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Rough sequence over these last couple plays. 1st down sack, 2nd down big play attempt, falls incomplete. And now to make matters worse, you got to operate in 3rd and long on a defense that knows they can just pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback.
They go play action. It's Locke. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Let's see what they do here. This is 4th and long. They'll go. It's locked. He'll let it fly. Deep ball for Slayton. And that is incomplete. The defense very happy to see that play call. The decision to go for it on 4th and long will end up in a turnover on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Dog Pound's happy. It's a win for the Browns, as we say.